Hello everyone, my name is Ben Berger and I'm the Executive Vice President of the Simsbury Soccer Club. I'm here to talk to you today about an exciting event coming to Simsbury on June 13th at Curtis Fields. Spring is in the air, and in Simsbury, that means for more than 1,000 kids, it's soccer season. While our usual season is now underway and players are getting ready for their seasons, we are proud that our 2015 spring season will include for the first time an event that will epitomize the community involvement of the players, parents, and volunteers of the Simsbury Soccer Club. This season, the Simsbury Soccer Club has partnered with Vi for the Kids to kick cancer. Our first annual 3v3 soccer tournament, open to Simsbury residents and members of the Simsbury Soccer Club, is now open with registration on the Simsbury Soccer Club website. Even if you aren't a member of the soccer club currently, if you're a resident of Simsbury, you are invited to participate in this wonderful event. The website is www.simsburysoccer.org. Teams can have up to 6 members per squad. The games will be refereed, and we expect a great day of playing, watching, and celebrating the beautiful game in Simsbury. This one-day special event will raise funds to support the Cancer and Blood Disorders Clinical Trial Program at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. We are inviting boys and girls groups as young as U6 through co-ed and gender-specific teams, and adults and co-ed teams to sign up through our website. This great day will have music, vendors, promotions, and lots of fun, all while raising money for a great cause. In addition, if you're not interested in playing and just want to support the cause, you can go right to the Simsbury Soccer Club website and donate to CCMC and be part of this great event. Connecticut Children's Medical Center is the region's foremost provider of pediatric hematology oncology care. All proceeds from the Kick Cancer will support the needs of cancer and blood orders clinical trials, which offers families access to the best and most innovative care right here in our backyard. For Connecticut Children's to continue to provide the children in our community access to world-class care, we need your help. Your support of Kick Cancer will enable Connecticut Children's to invest in the people, resources, and technology needed to maintain the level of excellence on which our families depend. Today, I am pleased to be joined by Paul Shapiro, founder and co-chair of Vi for the Kids. Also with me are Dr. Michael Isakoff of Connecticut Children's, Kyle McCullough, and Nate Shapiro. Kyle is a product of incredible success after being diagnosed with hemophilia at a young age. He has been under Dr. Isakoff's care and has been pushing for an excellent outcome. Kyle's blood disorder is very much under control, and he is a healthy, happy student and a highly productive member of the Simsbury Strikers Travel A12 soccer team. As for Nate, despite his age, he has shown a fantastic commitment to fundraising to help kids that are battling cancer. He launched a race of his own instead of a birthday party for the past 6 years that has raised more than $10,000 and has worked at his school in Tooten Hills to raise more than $17,000 for kids at CCMC. Kyle, let's start with you. Are you a soccer player?
Yes.
What team do you play for?
The Simsbury U12A team.
And what's your favorite position to play?
Forward.
Has the season started?
Yes. We had our first practice last week.
And you guys looking forward to a great season?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite soccer team outside of Simsbury?
Yeah, Manchester City.
And who's your favorite player there? The whole team?
Yeah.
We'll take that. Do you mind telling us a little bit about your experience at CCMC?
Yeah, sure. I go there twice a year to get a pretty much like a checkup like you do every year. And yeah, we do blood work and stuff.
And for how long have you been a patient of Dr. Isakoff?
Pretty much all my life.
And can you tell folks who are watching a little bit about what hemophilia is?
Yeah, it's a bleeding disorder that I don't have any healing gene, sort of. And so I don't heal right. And so I have to take shots 3 times a week.
And over the years, what type of care have you had to receive at CCMC?
Sorts of blood work, and whenever I get a bleed, which is like bleeding inside my body, I go there to get help.
Okay. And folks who are not necessarily familiar with hemophilia or CCMC, but who may have an interest in the 3v3 tournament or Simsbury Soccer Club, what can you tell them about why it might be important to participate in this event and donate to the cause?
To help raise money.
Good enough. And sitting just over to your left is Nate Shapiro. Nate, you're also a soccer player?
Yep.
And what team do you play on?
I play on the U12A team with Kyle.
And what position do you like to play?
I'm a goalie.
And outside of Simsbury and your U12 team, what's your favorite soccer team?
I like Man City too, Manchester City.
Do you have a favorite player?
Joe Hart, the goalie.
Have you always been a goalie?
I started like in 3rd grade.
Well, we've heard some incredible stuff about the efforts you've made to try to raise money for CCMC. What can you tell us about that?
I started a race a couple years ago, and instead of birthday presents, I asked people to just gather around and run a couple of times around my street and raise money for kids battling cancer.
And what's the name of the race?
Nature Race on Drumlin.
And is that something that you're still doing?
Yeah.
And what did you do at Tootin' Hills recently to help raise money?
We started this like campaign with kids. All of us kids had assembly and a walk around our school to have people like raise money around their street to help kids battling cancer.
And that was an incredible success, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what would you tell to folks who are thinking of participating in the 3v3 tournament or thinking about going to simsburysoccer.org to make a donation about the importance of what we're doing?
It'd be a lot of fun for them to come and help kids get a better life and heal cancer quicker.
Okay. Thanks, Nate. And Paul, let's start with you now. Can you tell us a little bit why you started Vi for the Kids?
Yeah, sure, Ben. I think that all of us have been touched by cancer, right? We know someone, whether it be a friend or a family member. I think we've all known somebody that has been battling this disease. And you know, when I first started my company here in Connecticut about coming up on 10 years ago, we wanted to make sure that we were committed to making a difference, not just for our clients, but for the communities that we live and for the things that mattered most in our lives. And what mattered most was our children. And my business partner, Sue Anderson, and I, we decided that at the time we were gonna commit to CCMC and really try to help them further their clinical trials in the areas of pediatric oncology and blood disorders. And we really wanted to make a difference. Now, we didn't realize just how committed the rest of the community was going to be. Because as soon as we had the idea, people started coming into our lives. People like Dr. Mike. And, you know, people like the volunteers after volunteers that just have, you know, joined forces. It's you know, there's a saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And you know, it's really been in the spirit of that the community has banded together for Vi for the Kids. And you know, over the last 8 years, we've raised close to $800,000, and I think after this year we're going to be coming up on $1 million. And I can still remember when we started this thing. I never in a million years could have imagined that it would become what it's become. But you know, you look at kids like Kyle who are leading more than normal lives. I mean, this kid's scoring goals every weekend, okay? And, you know, you look at kids like Nate who are showing a real commitment for things that matter most at a young age. And, you know, it's not just these two. It's really a lot of kids helping kids, which is, you know, so much the spirit of what this tournament is all about. And we've seen it over and over again. We really appreciate you wanting to be part of this.
And as I understand it, this is not necessarily the first time that your organization has partnered with teams involved in Simsbury Soccer. Is that true?
Well, last year, Dr. Mike and I met with several teams, met with their coaches and just told them what we were doing and how much we needed to ensure that we had world-class care right here in our backyard. Because if any of these kids get sick, if any of our kids get sick, we want to make sure that they have that kind of access to the kind of care that's going to be at the highest level of excellence. And that's what we've all committed to do. So Last year, we simply told that story to the kids on the teams. Not, we didn't meet with a bunch of adults. We met with the kids, and we told them that other kids needed help. And they rallied around that cause, and last year, just 2 or 3 teams raised $10,000 in a matter of a week or two. And it was just incredible how committed they were to this effort. And we realized, I think collectively, including Simsbury Soccer, that we saw the success that we had last year, and it led to the idea of the 3-on-3 tournament.
What was the genesis of the 3-on-3? Where'd that come from?
I think it came from Mike Doyle and his team. He called me up one day, and he said that he had this idea that the committee had an idea for a 3-on-3 tournament, and we want to do it for Vi. I think before that, we had gotten together and talked about what happened and the results that we had with just a few teams. And I think that was the genesis for the broader idea. But it was the league that and the efforts of Mr. Hayden and Mike Doyle that I think brought this to us, and we were just we're so appreciative.
Kyle and Nate, are you guys going to be forming a team in the 3-on-3 tournament?
Yeah.
Absolutely looking forward to it.
I'm going to be the third.
Have to check my age restriction rules, but you may not qualify on the U12 team, Paul. Dr. Isaacoff, why don't you tell us a little bit about the type of medicine that you practice?
So I'm a pediatric hematologist and oncologist, and the co-director of our division of hematology and oncology. So I take care of kids with blood disorders and cancer, and spend most of my days meeting families and working with them to provide the best care and health for their children.
What is the Cancer and Blood Disorders Clinical Trials Program?
So the program is basically provides access to new and experimental therapies for children who have either blood disorders or cancer, to make those therapies better, more tolerable, to lead to more cures, and to bring new hope for patients.
And what type of patients do you see? What's the patient population?
So we, as a group, will see patients as young as newborns through their 20s, depending on the diagnosis and the type of cancer or blood disorder that they may have. For some children, they may be born with a bleeding disorder, such as hemophilia, or sickle cell disease, which is something that children are born with. For others, they may not have any health issues at all and suddenly may develop a cancer in their teens or in their 20s, sometimes in younger ages. And so we take care of all of those ages and almost any disease that could exist in the blood or in cancer disorders.
And in your view, what makes CCMC and what you're doing there so special?
Well, I think what we're doing is providing world-class care to patients in our community and communities around Connecticut. What we strive to do is to make sure that kids in our communities are able to receive any of the best care that they could receive anywhere in the country. We know that it costs money to do so. We can't come up with new therapies and open new clinical trials without financial support. It takes a lot of staff and a lot of financial resources to open up new trials. So we rely on events like Vi for the Kids and events like the soccer tournament to bring in money so that we can bring in new trials. And it's been very successful in doing so. We've joined other hospitals around the country over the last couple of years because of the new financial resources that we've been able to gain because of these events, so that we can open up new trials. And in addition, not just open those trials up, but even devise and write our own clinical trials that we can start at our hospital and bring to the groups of hospitals that we're now working with because of the expanded opportunities that we're able to have because of the money that's been raised.
So how'd you end up connecting with Paul here?
Well, Paul and I have been good friends for a long time, and we were jogging partners for a while, and we talk a lot when we're jogging, and one of the things that we would talk about is is work and what we're working on. And I think, Paul understood the importance of helping kids with cancer and blood disorders. And as we talked more and more, Paul, in some ways has great vision and really, wanted to make a difference. And I think, he said it very well that part of their mission at VI is to do something great in the community. And that's what he's created with this event.
So, to the folks who are looking on and have watched this, and are still thinking about whether to go to www.simsburysoccer.org, what would you tell them about whether they should participate in the event and about the importance of the types of the funds that we're raising and the work that you're doing?
Well, I think the event itself, as Nate said, will be a great fun to play soccer. But the event really is about saving lives. It's a day of going out and playing soccer, having fun with friends, raising money that's going to help save lives. And these are not just lives that are foreign to us. These are kids all through the Farmington Valley. There are kids right here in Simsbury who have blood disorders, kids right here in Simsbury who have cancers and multiple types of cancers. And those are the kids that this tournament's going to support.
I can tell you I've been a resident of Simsbury for about 10 years now. I've been on the soccer club board for 5 years and involved with the club for a little bit longer than that. And I think the synergy here is great. It sounds like it's going to be I know it's going to be a wonderful event. And it's an organization that is filled with generous people, wonderful families, great kids. And I know that many of our teams are involved in lots of charitable and community events and organizations. And I think that this is just a wonderful synergistic opportunity for folks in Simsbury, whether they're involved in the club or not, but especially for the club. And given that history, we're very excited about this event, and just want to sum up for everybody who may be watching that our first annual 3v3 Kick Cancer Soccer Tournament is going forward on June 13th. We invite all the residents of Simsbury and members of Simsbury Soccer Club to go to the website, say it one more time, www.simsburysoccer.org. Click on the tab for the event, the 3v3 tournament. Take a look at the rules, take a look at the regulations, and more. Space for teams is limited because there's only so much light in the day on the 13th, so form your team, go ahead and register. You can have up to 6 people on each team. There are divisions starting as young as U6 all the way up through U17. And then there's also going to be co-ed and gender-specific adult divisions. So there's opportunity for everyone. We're going to have referees. There's going to be vendors with food. There's going to be music. There's going to be prizes, promotions, games, all sorts of stuff going on. And all of it for a great cause. We're going to raise funds to support the Cancer and Blood Disorders Clinical Trial Program at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. I hope you've been inspired as much as I have by listening to what the folks up here have said and see the worthiness in this effort. Paul, Kyle, Nate, Dr. Isaacoff, I want to thank you for sharing your stories and your time today. This is a noble cause and a great event. So head over to the Simsbury Soccer Club website, register your team, donate, and we'll see everyone on the 13th at Curtis Field to help kick cancer.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.